Right now, all new tonight from the WHAS11 night team. It's the Grand March to another 4 years.
The eyes of the country are on us. They're on Kentucky. And the next 4 years are our chance to lead.
Inauguration Day for Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear moves into the nighttime hours. Also, new at 11, new rules for development around a popular park system.
We like the parklands in general, Turkey Run in particular, because of the mountain biking that's available there.
The meeting tonight to protect the Floyd's Fork zone from development in a large area of eastern Jefferson County. It's all new tonight, right now, from the WHAS 11 night team. Breaking news begins the newscast here on the WHAS 11 night team. We're following this developing story out of Madison, Indiana tonight, where police are telling us 4 people were found dead after a house fire. A spokesperson with Indiana State Police telling us crews responded to the home on Telegraph Hill Road just after 4 this afternoon. Now that's located just a few miles east, as you can see on our map, from downtown Madison. And that's when they discovered the 4 people dead inside the home. Police have not released their identities. ISP is leading this investigation. We are told they are still gathering information. Again, a fatal fire in Madison, Indiana. 4 people there dead tonight. And hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt. Also tonight, Inauguration Day turns into nighttime ceremonies for the 63rd governor of Kentucky, 46-year-old Andy Beshear, a second term.
And to faithfully execute to the best of my ability.
And to faithfully execute to the best of my ability.
The office of governor according to law.
The office of governor according to law.
And then this was the scene after 6 o'clock tonight, the night capping off with the Grand March and inaugural ball. The governor, along with his family, First Lady Brittany Beshear, his children, Will and Lila, along with the Lieutenant Governor, Jacqueline Coleman, and other constitutional officers making their way down the steps in the Capitol Rotunda. Those other leaders will all be sworn in on January 1st. And right now, we've got team coverage for you here on the WHAS 11 night team, beginning with senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton on Beshear's plans for the next 4 years.
As far as Republicans go, the constitutional offices made a presence today. Secretary of State, the new Attorney General, even the new Treasurer, all showing up to the inauguration. But as far as state GOP lawmakers go, they were harder to find. Regardless, though, Governor Andy Beshear making big promises for a second term. Kentucky's governor arriving to the state capitol with his family by carriage late Tuesday morning.
All right. How you doing, Governor? How are you? See y'all.
Soon after, he was standing amongst the crowd and over the mantra of his second term, forward together. Hours later, his inauguration ceremony was in full swing.
Now I'm focused on the universal sound.
Andy Beshear's oath of office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Governor.
In the words to his home state, Beshear promising these next 4 years, he says, will continue upon the momentum set in the first 4.
This is Kentucky's chance to be the difference, to be both an economic and a moral leader of this country.
Much of Beshear's first term was characterized by his response to natural disasters. Now, one of his key promises is to follow through on the efforts to rebuild every home destroyed by tornadoes and flooding.
By not just rebuilding, but revitalizing. Your Lieutenant Governor and I will be there personally, every step of the way. We love you, and we will get the job done.
His speech carried a lot of the same messaging from his re-election campaign.
Together, we will not meet hate with hate, or anger with anger, or even frustration with frustration. Instead, we will continue with the same love and empathy and compassion that has guided us through so much.
It's worth noting, outside of State Senate President Robert Stivers, several members of Kentucky's GOP leadership were not in attendance. Both Beshear and Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman talked about getting teachers major raises, met with applause. Getting that done, though, will likely take some significant Republican support.
The eyes of the country are on us. They're on Kentucky. And the next 4 years are our chance to lead.
Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
And thousands of people line the streets of Frankfort today to witness history. WHAS 11 Night Team's Connor Steffen and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie spoke with them about why it was so important to come and see history.
Before Kentucky's first family made the Grand March down the Senate steps in the Capitol Rotunda, hundreds gathered here for the inaugural parade.
There's a lot of hype, and we enjoy seeing all the people come in town.
From the countless marching bands, and even the nation's 16th president, one of the few Republican lawmakers in attendance, to first responders, including LMPD's Nick Wilt, shot during the Old National Bank mass shooting back in April.
Oh, the feeling is, I think, relief, and let's all just enjoy and look forward to the next 4 years.
Because not even the brisk winter air
I feel the spirit of us working together as Kentuckians
could simmer the mood atop the state's Capitol Tuesday.
Yeah, it's something that I have never done in Italy, so I'm so grateful to come to be here and to live here.
Supporters traveled near and far for Kentucky's governor.
This is my first inauguration and maybe my last, but to come and support Andy Beshear is just in my blood now.
From the many first-timers cheering on their governor's second term.
Oh, yeah! My granddaughter is in Western's band.
To those who have watched countless governors make their way down this very parade path. And what was your first inauguration in Kentucky?
Ned Breathitt's, the first one I attended.
From the 51st governor of the Commonwealth to the 63rd, she says if today's any indication.
The energy, all the hope for things to come, a new day, a new beginning.
Hopes are high for the next 4 years.
I think the re-election of Andy Beshear says it all. We want him back for 4 more years, and we want to move this state forward.
This is the beginning of a new time for Kentucky, for growth in industry, growth in education to Kentuckians.
Among the dozens we've spoken with here in Frankfort Tuesday, the sentiment seems to be if elections are political, then inaugurations are historical, and they're glad to have just been a part of history. In Frankfort, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 1119, on your side.
The inauguration celebration began bright and early this morning with the inaugural breakfast. To see all of our team coverage of this day, check out the WHAS 11 YouTube page. More local news on the night team. Norton Healthcare is providing new information for the first time, detailing the scope and the size of that ransomware attack that happened back in May, and it is big. Norton confirms that they are contacting 2.5 million people who may have been impacted. Those are people Norton says they have mailing addresses for, and they'll be offered 2 years of complimentary identity protection services. To put those numbers in perspective, by the way, the Louisville metro area, which includes Jefferson and surrounding counties, is nearly 1.4 million people. Last week, Norton said the attackers gained access to certain network storage devices. The company went on to say, though, its MyChart system and medical record system were not hit by the cyber attack. Louisville Metro Police Department is releasing new details after a police officer shot and injured a man Friday night right near Churchill Downs. Chief Jacqueline Gwynn Villarreal says it happened at 4th and Central as detectives with the Criminal Interdiction Division conducted a traffic stop. The chief says a passenger in the car got out with a pistol and then took off running. Officers chased him down, ordering him to drop the gun. When he didn't, police say Sergeant Joshua Arnwine shot him. The suspect, now identified as 28-year-old Marvin Perry Smith, survived the shooting and remains at U of L Hospital. Police say he's facing 6 drug trafficking charges and more charges are pending. Sergeant Arnwine, seen right here, a 7-year veteran with the police department, is on administrative leave. That's their policy. There is body camera video of the shooting, which will be released before the end of next week. Testimony got underway today in the trial of triple murder suspect Bryce Rhodes. The jury heard from detectives on the case and saw video of one of the scenes. Prosecutors say Rhodes killed teenagers Larry Ordway and Maurice Gordon in 2016 after they witnessed him kill another man named Christopher Jones.
Callous and casual was the first murder. The two that followed were calculating and cruel. In May of 2016, Bryce Rhodes snuffed out the life of Christopher Jones, Larry Ordway, and Maurice Gordon.
Detectives say they found the boy's DNA underneath Rhodes' carpet. but the defense says there's a lack of evidence. In her opening statements, Rhodes' attorney said another person is the actual killer.
I stabbed Maurice in his side. I drove on him. I ran him over. Ladies and gentlemen, these are quotes from someone involved in this case, but these are not quotes from Bryce Rhodes. These statements were made by Anwan Carter. Anwan Carter talking about killing his best friend, Maurice Gordon, and running over a helpless Christopher Jones.
If convicted, Rhodes is facing life in prison. New tonight on the WHAS 11 night team, former Kentucky Governor Julian Carroll will be honored later this week in Frankfort. The 54th governor of Kentucky, who died over the weekend at age 92, will lie in state at the Capitol Rotunda on Friday. In addition to his time as governor, Carroll also served terms in the Kentucky House of Representatives and the Kentucky State Senate. He will lie in state from 10 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. and from 1:30 until 5 p.m. this Friday. A memorial service for Julian Carroll will take place from 12:30 until 1:30 p.m. Funeral services will be held this Saturday.